Good morning. The next lot of videos are all going to be about stinging nettles, believe it or not, the real ones and the metaphorical ones. So any of you who enjoy the countryside know that if you get stung, if you look around, usually there are dock leaves. And I was thinking this morning on my kind of prayer and meditation things that I do regularly, if not all the time actually. I think my life is like a walking prayer or meditation. That's what makes it possible. So I was thinking that so often when you have long-term chronic conditions or for instance, a very rare disease, this month it's internationally the Rare Disease Month, and it highlights what it's like to have a very rare disease. And most of you, I hope, do not know this fact, which is that it can take anything from 7 to 18 years to get diagnosed with what is really going on. So it is, the stinging nettles I want to talk about are when you're living with pain or a chronic condition. So those of you who are will be very familiar with what I'm talking about. It's like there's news coming at you all of the time, and sometimes it's a drip feed, sometimes it's contradictory, sometimes it's in email form, or a letter through the post, or endless series of tests. But in and of itself, alongside the actual symptoms that you've got and the pain that you've got, I don't think enough attention is given to how stressful it is that very often the patient or the client that is being administered to by NHS, private medicine, maybe even alternative medicine, how stressful it is to also have to be an administrator. So you're trying to make head or tail of all of this news. That's why I'm calling it the stinging nettles, because it's really an incredible opportunity, not one that people would necessarily put their hands up for or volunteer for, but having such a tricky time with not just your symptoms, but actually trying to find a diagnosis and or then trying to find help and distinguish between what you can do and what you can't do. It's all a bit of a minefield. And my work is to show people how to take hold of those stinging nettles and also look around and see where the dock leaves are. So that's just a metaphor for what my work is, because it's never going to work pretending that you're not getting stung. You are getting stung, but there are dock leaves. So, and there is, without adding magical thinking or what I call spiritual woo-woo or sort of the positive mantras, there is an antidote to the challenges that we're all being given. So for the next whatever, I'm going to be doing just this series about the stinging nettles and giving us all permission to be real about those stinging nettles. You are not going mad when at the end of the day you have your head in your hands going, I can't do this. And what you're talking about is not the symptoms. You're actually talking about the confusing way in which the world is now conducting its business. And for people that are fragile and living in pain and their lives are unmanageable, that is horrible. So please, please, please be kind to yourself, because my God, you're doing well. We are doing so well, those of us that are really up against it medically. Take care. Bye-bye.